A mother and son who began their journey side by side, believing that dreams are not simply given but earned through courage, sacrifice, and determination. Along the way, they faced obstacles that tested their strength, but each challenge only reminded them why they started and what they were meant to achieve. Their story is a powerful reminder that purpose grows stronger through adversity and that success becomes even more meaningful when it's shared with the people who believe in you the most. This is the story of Bong and Stephen Tan.
This is John Saavedra and you're watching The Unlimited.
Hey guys, this is John Saavedra. You're watching The Unlimited, and for my episode 30, the last episode of season 3. Next to me is a mother and son who continue to make an impact in the healthcare field, Ate Bong and Stephen.
Hi, my name is Maria Ortiz. Hi, everyone.
Hello, my name is Stephen Tan. I'm the administrator of Arizona Professional Hospice Care.
Well, I'm proud to have you guys as my episode 30 and my fellow Kapampangan as well. Do you want to greet our kababayan, kabalin?
Nanano kayo? Kumusta kayo?
Maya Pabengi or Aba, kuno ka rin naman Manalbed.
Oh yeah, Maya Pabengi kaya kayungan, especially kaya rin Tarlakenyo.
Yes, what about you, Stephen?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us here and for interviewing us. And we're excited to discuss how we make impacts of people's lives here.
This episode is brought to you by Skinwell, because you're beautiful and you deserve it. Amazing cooking system, Salad Master, changing lives one meal at a time. Fantabulous event, making your events fun, fantastic, and truly fantabulous. Proxima Outsource Philippines Incorporated, empowering business through innovative outsourcing solutions.
I wanted to really interview you ever since because the channel is really to inspire not only Filipino Americans but all our audience who are coming from different walks of life. What I want to know first is how it started. How was your life when you stepped into the American soil? Paano yung buhay nung bago-bago kayo dito sa Amerika muna?
Mahirap. Mahirap kasi I was away from my kids. But of course, I had to make a living, so kaya kinaya. But medyo magaan naman ang buhay kasi nag-work ako sa sister ko na may mga group home. So medyo natotolerate naman namin yung isa't isa sa mga bagay-bagay. So, okay naman. Hindi naman ganong mahirap. Pero kasama talaga yon sa buhay, di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng madali lang ang buhay. Lalo na kung nagtatrabaho ka sa ibang bansa, syempre, yung pakikisama, importante.
Yes. What about you, Stephen?
In 2015, I was still in college at that time, and then I stopped going to school when I moved back here. And I didn't really know what to do. So, sinuggest ng mom ko na, you should start a career in the healthcare field. And my very first decision was I took up CNA school. And then nag-CNA ako for a few years. And then I've become a caregiver in the same facility where she was at. I was working with her. And a med tech. And then eventually, I got interested into medical assisting and phlebotomy. And after that, I worked for a few more years as a medical assistant at the doctor's office. And I've always had kind of like an itch for more. Eventually, I got into management.
Yeah.
I told my manager na, hey, you need an assistant manager. And you just lost one. I said, sabi ko, parang, I'm interested. I want to learn about it. And would you at least train me? And he did. He took a manager role there for a few more years. And then we got bought by a company. And I became director of operations. So that's how I learned everything about management.
Yeah.
And I continue to, explore opportunities to grow.
How old were you then when you decided to pursue career in the healthcare field?
I think that was way before,
2015, no? I know you're young right now, so how old were you?
So I was probably right before I was 21, I would say. Kasi I was getting close to becoming 21 before I moved back here. Pero yeah, ever since I step in Arizona in 2015, first thing I did was go to school, and then after school, went to get a job, and then ever since yun na, I've been working. And at the same time, when I was working, I was continuing to go to school and accelerate
Yeah.
in other positions in the healthcare field. And I eventually, really loved the field, because before, when I was younger, I was really against it. Sabi ng mama ko, mag-nursing ka, ganun.
Yeah.
And I always said no. It's not something I'm interested in.
Uh-huh.
Sabi ko. And I wanted to be a businessman, business management. But I think it just naging hand in hand siya perfectly, because I got into healthcare field, and then I got into management, and then now we have our baby, Arizona Professional Hospice Care, and we're
Yeah.
running it as a family.
I know, so everything correlated.
Yeah.
But a lot of people sometimes don't realize that here in America, it's not easy. It takes a lot of bladder to actually achieve your goal. Sometimes when they see, oh, nasa Amerika, mayaman yan. Lahat madaling kunin, madaling bilhin. But we all experience a lot of stories, right? A lot of challenges. In your case, you did not just start all of a sudden you're a business manager. Talagang from the bottom, and then talagang may ladder. And it's important to learn all those challenges to really understand the success. Do you agree?
I agree, definitely. Kasi you when you started from the bottom, you understood every position na ngayon is what is the foundation of your agency, of our business, is the caregivers, the CNAs, the nurses, and you've seen everything that there is to see from all different positions in the healthcare field, and it helps because it helps with the leadership, because your staff knows that you understand them.
Yes. And I want to applaud your mom, because I'm sure that inspiration also came from what you saw from your parent.
Yes.
Ikaw, ate, I know in the beginning it wasn't easy, because I know you share a lot of stories with me in the past. How did you start?
How did I start?
Bakit naiyak ka na? Wala ka pa naman. Wala ka pa naman.
Hindi, kanina kasi naalala ko yung pasyente ko eh.
Yeah.
Close sa akin yun. Kahit binato niya ako sa ulo noon.
Yeah.
Pero na-miss ko yung pasyente ko kasi close ako dun sa pasyente kong yun. At saka dun sa partner niya.
Yeah.
Kaya medyo naiyak ako. Tapos naalala ko na parang namimiss ko. Actually, namimiss ko ang magtrabaho. Oo, kaya parang minsan sabi ko sa anak ko, gusto kong magtrabaho pero ayaw niya akong pagtrabahuin, pero gusto ko pa rin magtrabaho.
Yes. Pero mahirap ba?
Mahirap.
Dandanas mo kasi yung talagang caregiving, yung trabaho ng caregiver. Mahirap ba siya?
Mahirap talaga. Lalong-lalo na pag yung bago ka, hindi ka used to yung sa trabahong ganon, talagang mano-mano, talagang actually yung mga tao tinatanong sa akin na, kaya mo caregiving? Kaya mo magpunas ng ano? Sabi ko, Sabi ko, wala namang problema doon. Unang-una, nandito ako para magtrabaho, para sa mga anak ko. So, magmamaarte pa ba ako? Kung kailangan gawin yun, di gagawin ko. Wala namang problema doon, sabi ko. So, hindi naman ako nagmaarte actually ever since. Ginagawa ko kung anong dapat. Natutuwa ako kasi marami akong natutunan, lalong-lalo na sa mga group home. Actually, mas marami akong natutunan sa group home kesa sa malaking facility eh.
Yeah.
Kasi sa group home, ikaw lahat ang gagawa. Pati yung meron akong kasamang caregiver nun, ayaw niyang gawin yung ganito, nandidiri siya. Kahit ako wala akong experience, sabi ko dun sa kasama ko, ate, sabi ko yung colostomy niya, pumutok, ganyan. Ay, ayoko nagluluto ko, sabi niya nga. Pumutok, hahayaan mo lang yun. Siyempre, dumi yun. Sabi ko, sa loob-loob ko, ako nang gagawa. Sabi ko, kasi pag nandun yung nurse, tinitingnan ko lang. So, pinigure out ko na lang. Nagawa ko namang palitan yung pasyente. Kesa naman hayaan mo na, na ganun lang siya. So, natuwa ako sa sarili ko kasi sabi ko, feeling ko achievement ko. Na, nagawa ko yung ginagawa ng nurse. Sabi ko, kaya ko pala. So, marami ako naging pasyenteng mahirap. May tracheostomy, may mga colostomy, may feeding tube. Yung mga bagay na yan, natutunan ko lahat kung paano gawin sa group home.
Tsaka dapat talaga alam mo yun eh. Hindi yung parang you're just managing, na you're just giving meds. Kailangan alam mo because there are times na emergency. at yung mga caregivers, kayo lang yung nandun and you really have to make some action.
Oo, kasi ikaw yung hands-on 24/7 na nandun ka, kailangan alam mong gawin, willing kang gawin, even sa mga wound care na minsan yung talagang malalaki, yung iba ayaw, yung iba, ay ikaw na, ganyan. Ako hindi, ginagawa ko.
Hindi ka ba nalulungkot na nakikita mo yung mga matatanda na kailangang alagaan ng mga Pilipino? Kasi ibang lahi usually ito, di ba? Na ibang-iba sa kultura nating mga Pilipino na hindi natin pababayaan yung mga magulang, mga lolo, lola. Kailangan tayo mismo yung umasikaso. Sa perspective mo as a caregiver, ano pakiramdam na?
Nalulungkot, pero naiintindihan ko. Kasi mahirap ang buhay sa Amerika Kailangan ka talaga dito magtrabaho. Ngayon, kung walang maiiwan sa loved one mo, sa matatanda na kailangan ng care, kailangan iligay mo at least man lang sa facility na alam mo na 24/7 may titingin at mag-aalaga sa kanila. Ngayon, ang nakakalungkot doon kasi may mga pasyente na inilalagay lang doon. Let's say, minsan wala silang pamilya. Kaibigan lang nila yung POA nila or yung niece or nephew. Madalas makakakita ka ng hindi pinupuntahan, hindi binibisita, never mong nakikita yung bisita. Minsan sa facility walang damit, walang gamit. So minsan naaawa ka, minsan actually sa facility kami pa yung bumibili. Bumibili kami minsan sa mga Goodwill man lang or kahit saan, basta lang may masusyong pasyente. Kasi naaawa ka sa kanila. So kung meron ka naman, sumasahod ka naman, di bilan mo man lang sila kahit papano.
Paano yun ate? How do you separate? Kasi ako, when I go to hospital, I can't help to feel the sadness. And kayo, kaharap nyo parati yung trabaho nyo na you're seeing people aging, dying, na you get a glimpse of what life is kapag tumanda ka na.
Yes, that's
Paano mo nakokontrol yung emotion mo? Kasi nakakalungkot naman, everyday nakikita mo na nahihirapan, bedridden, nagbibigay ng gamot. Na you get a glimpse of the real life. Ito yung talagang totoo, lahat tayo dadanas nito. Ano yung feeling ng pagiging caregiver na gano'n?
Actually, ngayon tumatanda ako, minsan natatakot ako sa sarili ko. Minsan yung iniisip ko, naku, baka magkaroon ako agad ng demensya. Alam mo naman, ngayon marami ng early dementia. Minsan nakakatakot isipin na baka maging ganito ako, early dementia agad ako, or kaya kailangan maging active ako. Kasi nanggaling ka doon matagal mong trabaho yun,
Nakikita
alam
mo
mo. So, ngayon sa sarili mo, parang ina-apply mo na minsan yung ganun. Pag nakakalimot ka or hindi ka active, naiisip mo baka maging ganito, ganyan ako. So, nakakatakot. Meron ka ring takot kasi alam mo.
What do you want to tell Stephen? Now that, I know sa lahat ng sinabi niyo, kinuwento niyo, pinagdaanan niyo, maraming matututunan, nakaka-inspire. But what do you want to tell your son na now that he's achieving all this goal, not just for him, but for the whole family?
Okay, first and foremost, I'm proud of him. Because knowing him nung younger siya, medyo maloko. Pero ngayon, pagdating niya dito, nung dumating siya rito, nag 360, nag-turnover ng maging mas okay siya, and lalo na ngayon, mas marami na siyang na-achieve. Ang gusto ko lang sa kanyang sabihin is, just keep going and make sure na, actually, lagi ko naman pinagdadasal din to na every time na gagawa ng desisyon for the business, sana laging unang-una yung what is right and just for the patients, the staff, and for AZ Pro. Kasi combination yung tatlong yun Hindi pwedeng magkulang sa lahat ng yun. So, yun lagi ang pinagdadasal ko para lagi tayong fair.
Yeah. Stephen, what about you? What do you want to tell your mom after all the hurdles that you guys face? It's not easy because you guys are one of the most successful hospice companies in Arizona. What do you want to tell your mom?
Well, first and foremost, I thank you for the full support that she has given me, and the continued support while we're continuing to grow the company, and for having the confidence in me, being the leader of the family, and for her continued love, and for being there. She always checks up on me, even though I always tell her I'm okay, and she's always worried, and
Yeah.
and that's what matters, is having that support system, especially being kind of the head of the family now.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful sa support niya and for the love that she gives and all the advice that they give me, for being understanding.
What is one thing we can take from you as a son, as a business owner? What is one lesson our audience can learn from Stephen?
Lesson I could give is to make sure you have no ego, to be a sponge. No matter how much experience, how much knowledge you have, there's always room for more. And there's always something na hindi mo alam. And I've always taken everything in life, from family, from business, from my career, as a lesson. And I always push myself to learn more. Be mindful of what's happening around you, and that's how you continue to grow in life.
It's an amazing lesson that you've shared, and everything that the wisdom that you share to our audience is definitely a reflection of how you raised him, and you continue to give unconditional love, ate. That it makes me proud hearing Stephen about the endeavors, the love, the passion. Ikaw, anong lesson ang matutunan namin kay Ate Bo?
Just keep loving your family, because as long as nandyan, for me, as long as buhay ka as a parent, your kids needs guidance always. Kahit minsan ayaw nila or sinasabi nilang okay sila, importante pa rin na lagi kang nandun, nakasuporta. Kasi ganun talaga ang pagiging parent eh. As long as humihinga ka, malaki na, may asawa na, may apo ka na, or what, lagi ka pa rin nakasupport sa kanila. Kasi there are times na kahit hindi nagsasalita ang mga anak, excuse me, hindi mo alam kung may pinagdadaanan sila. Kaya kailangan lagi kang nandun na nagtatanong kahit nakukulitan sila sa'yo, kahit ano pang sabihin, lagi ka lang nakasupport, tanungin mo sila kung okay ba sila, kung napapagod na ba sila, kung hindi ko pagpapalit ang mga anak ko para sa kahit saan pa, kahit ano pa. Importante yung mga anak, yung pamilya.
Thank you so much for being part of my season 3 and for closing the season. Continue to be an inspiration to our community. Continue to be an inspiring mother who gives unconditional love to your kids, and continue to achieve your goals. You're so young. The future is bright, and continue to take care of your family. You guys are a big inspiration, not only to me, but for everyone else watching. This is John Saavedra. Thank you guys for watching The Unlimited.